essentially what I have to talk about on this video is the suppression of individuals and the completely wrong and untrue idea of schizophrenia. Um, this kind of condemnation and the labeling of the schizophrenic mind, one who hears voices to be ill or sick or disorderly, is the very same thing that was done to the indigenous people who had a connection with spirit, and the condemnation of Jesus Christ, and the condemnation of the witches, and the condemnation of any group that was spiritual and that um, presented themselves to have, say, gifts that others didn't understand. So essentially, like that, with that fear, it was taken away many, many years ago, and it started many, many, many years ago. And today it's been carried on into the individuals that we have today. The people of today still carry the oppression and oppressive behaviors and qualities in their spirits. So when voices arise in the mind, specifically in indigenous native tribes, that would be an indicator that it would be time to take this individual on as the next healer, as the next shaman, as the next leader. But the thing is it is so misunderstood, and because white man came across the sea, he brought us pain and misery. Um, these people, specifically people like myself, are oppressed. We're called down. We're called ill. There's like a general attack on us. We're targeted because we have a gift that others don't want us to come into knowing about, and they don't want us to come into a certain level of power about, because they have some idea that it is wrong, that they have some idea that it is scary, that it is something to be feared. They don't understand the fact that it is something that can be utilized for the good of the people, to prevent from other harm. So if a schizophrenic is hearing the voice of their mother, that in truth is the mother's spirit. It is not an illness. It probably should not be medicated, because if indigenous people, leaders, healers, shamans, witches weren't burned, then this would already be known that we can heal naturally with medications such as um, earth-born herbs and different kind of methods of holistic healing that don't involve the mutilation of the body. We would all be in a better standing with our health and our well-being and ourselves if the indigenous people were not killed and murdered, and pretty much that beautiful knowledge and the knowing of true healing and of God wasn't removed or exterminated. Um, Unfortunately, some greedy white man wanted power, and he decided that he would have the power and hold and control people's health rather than allowing nature to take its course. And it is natural to have voices in your head. It is natural to hear and to feel on a deeper level than we feel and hear. But in order to fit in with society, we are pretty much, our gifts are taken away so that we fit in, so that we can go along with the 9 to 5, so that we can produce back to the government, so that we don't come into a state of knowing that is greater, so that we don't perceive or portray ourselves as being strong and capable. Um, it is the very same thing that happened to the native people, and it needs to stop so that the true leaders and true healers and believers can come back into a place of healing and doing what is right for their communities. Um, Essentially, what has gone on for so long is they have blinded us to the fact of our own inner healing abilities, our own psychic gifts, our own mental strength, the fact that we can actually utilize and harness our power and our energy to be able to heal one another and to be able to help one another. Um, I'm not sure what type of plan that was to cause such a great pain, to cause such a great sense of loss and unknowing, but it has caused a great deal of, well, need for reparation and reconciliation because the shamans and indigenous leaders, they did hear voices. They did have feelings such as anxiety, depression, because they were also not only their own feelings about certain things, their intuition, they also were strong and they were elected to be able to heal and transmute the energies of others. So, yes, there was an energy transfer going on. And this was seen as something to be torn off the earth because I don't know, for some reason they wanted to have control, capitalism, pretty much. Um, but because I'm a spirit worker, this is specifically causing myself a little bit of harm to be speaking about this right now because there is so much energy of disbelief and of disregard for the truth. And just so happens that when you do come into this knowing in this day and age, um, again, the cycle continues and we're targeted in ways. And certain humans with certain spirits that would have burned the witches in the past or killed the shamans or the leaders or the native people who had the true view, um, it is cycled back and it does affect people who do come into the knowing who are schizophrenic. But if we bring awareness to this group of people who have an emergence of voices and energies and mental health issues, to tell them that they are brave and that they are strong and that they actually can feel things a little bit deeper than the surface level things, then we can really make a change in this world.